Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. America is still reeling from the troubling reminders that Omarosa is still out there. Her new book, do we have it here? Unhinged, dropped today. It's highly anticipated. It's filled with salacious behind-the-scenes details, and it's 30% off. Day one. Oh. It's the literary equivalent of day-old sushi.
Yeah.
Of course, the bombshell everyone is talking about is that Omarosa claims she heard the tape of Donald Trump on the set of Celebrity Apprentice saying the N-word. Okay? If this, I know, it's terrible. If this shocking allegation is true, it would undeniably make some of his fans very happy. Others would go, I don't like that he's a racist, but you know, taxes. Last night, Trump fired back with a character witness, Celebrity Apprentice producer and Paddington human, Mark Burnett. Last night, Trump tweeted, Mark Burnett called to say that there are no tapes of The Apprentice where I use such a terrible and disgusting word. Well, that settles it. A guy called him and told him it's not on tape. You know what they say, if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear it say the N-word, is it racist? But to be fair, Trump goes on, I don't have that word in my vocabulary and never have. Yes, I have taken that word out of my vocabulary and hidden it with my taxes. You'll never find it. It's a business expense.
Got the speakers in the trunk with the bass on bump.
And this morning, he laid into Omarosa, tweeting, when you give a crazed, crying lowlife a break and give her a job at the White House, I guess it just doesn't work out. Good work by General Kelly for quickly firing that dog. That is so weird. That is so weird that Trump uses dog as an insult. He should love dogs. You don't have to pay to watch them pee. Although, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Although firing dogs is kind of a recurring theme in Trump's tweets, he's used the phrase fired like a dog in tweets about David Gregory, Chuck Todd, Bill Maher, and Glenn Beck. He's pretty excited about dogs getting fired for a man who's afraid of getting impooched. So that's it. The president categorically denies saying the N-word and says that Omarosa is a lying dog for implying he did. And this afternoon, at the White House press briefing, Sarah Huckabee came down firmly on the side of... I don't know. Jim?
Can you stand at the podium and guarantee the American people they'll never hear Donald Trump utter the N-word on a recording in any context?
I can't guarantee anything, but I can tell you that the president addressed this question directly. I can tell you that I've never heard it.
Just to be clear, you can't guarantee it.
Look, I haven't been in every single room.
Is there a special room where he says it? Please tell me it's not the Lincoln bedroom. But Huckabee insisted that despite the fact that the president has had a long string of insults for African Americans, this has nothing to do with race.
This has absolutely nothing to do with race and everything to do with the president calling out someone's lack of integrity. The fact is the president's an equal opportunity person that calls things like he sees it.
Yes. No, folks, it has nothing to do with race. He's an equal opportunity insulter. It's like Martin Luther King so famously said, I have a dream that one day the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will sit down at the table of brotherhood, and Mark Burnett does not record it. And, yeah. People forget that part of the speech.
I forgot that part.
People forget that part, John.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Omarosa continued her Trumpapalooza world tour this afternoon when she went on the MSNBC to discuss details from her book, and she spilled the tea.
There's a lot of corruption that went on both in the campaign and in the White House, and I'm going to blow the whistle on all of it.
All of it? All of it? Be careful, Omarosa. You wouldn't want to damage your relationship with the president. He might not hire you 4 more times. Then she got to the good stuff.
You were instructed, according to your book, to bring up the emails at every point you could at the end of the 2016
That's
campaign.
correct.
Hillary Clinton's emails.
Yes, that was our talker.
Did Donald Trump know about those emails before they came out?
Absolutely.
He knew about them?
Yes.
He knew what was coming out before WikiLeaks
Yes.
released them?
Wait, that is a massive revelation. The emails that Russia hacked, that WikiLeaks leaked, Donald Trump somehow knew before they were actually released. Somewhere in Washington, Robert Mueller is yelling, spoiler alert. Come on. But Omarosa didn't just accuse the president of being a traitor to his country. She also accused him of being a bad friend.
He talked about all of the people around him. If you were in the room with him, you'd leave the room. For instance, he would call Betsy DeVos Ditzy DeVos. When General Kelly left the room, he had a nickname for him. Anybody that was in his world, because of his small ability to communicate, he would give them these derogatory nicknames.
Yes, he had derogatory names for everybody. Some of them were really cruel. I hear he called this one guy Donald Trump Jr.